So welcome and welcome to WiT Africa. We are so excited to be finally holding this event. We've been planning for this, I think, almost 2 years, and you know what happened. But there's one thing that we've learned from this moment in history. It is to adapt. Let's get on with it and let's do it. And so here we are. I'm just so sorry that I cannot be with you live at this launch because, well, the good news is I'm finally traveling. After 20 months of no travel, I'm on the road. I took my first flight in 20 months, 18 hours from Singapore to New York, definitely making up for lost flight. And I am in my hotel room in Fort Lauderdale, where I am attending the Focusrite conference. And you should check out my recording setup in my hotel room. Quite ingenious. But today on November 25th, I hope to be on the road somewhere in Provence, France, enjoying good weather, great food, and greater wine. So once again, welcome to WiT Africa. We are excited because we've always felt that Africa and Asia are kindred continents. The population may be different population-wise. Asia is bigger, 4.7 billion compared with Africa's 1.4 billion, but we have a lot in common. Fragmented markets, diverse, tech-savvy, hungry, aspiring consumers, emerging middle class, and unbanked populations. And I bet the pandemic has done something similar to both markets, which is accelerate digital behavior. The newly released annual economy SEA report for Southeast Asia, which was compiled by Google, Temasek, and Bain & Co., estimates that 40 million new users joined the 440 million in the region who are already online. 80% of whom are digital consumers, spending their dollars, pesos, and ringgit on fashion, food, transportation, and gaming. Now, all this will have an impact on travel. It will translate into travel, especially as travel opens up across the world and people like me get back on the road, combining visiting friends and relatives with business and pleasure. The lines are blurring and we have to act like shadow warriors to capture the new demand. As some of you may know, we held our WiT Experience Singapore in October, just last month. It's our flagship conference. And we were able to return to a physical format, 200 physical delegates with a virtual audience. And I just want to share some key takeaways that may resonate with you in Africa. One, there's definitely no turning back the tide in tech. Because if you haven't done so by now, well, you ought to be embracing digital with full fervor. Digital can no longer be something you can do on the side or as an afterthought. It must be embedded into your business like oxygen. Whether it's contactless technology or delivery of customer service, players in Asia are leveraging tech to deliver a new kind of customer experience, which is high tech and high touch, because high tech today doesn't have to mean low touch anymore. You can do both. You will be hearing from a player named Yeoh later on, and they believe that the most exciting tech innovation in travel is customization, using data and machine learning to deliver customization to digital consumers. Number two, revenge tech innovation. So we've seen a lot of tech innovation in the region, both from travel and non-travel players. In particular, we've seen how super apps have emerged and how travel platforms have embraced fintech and payments as part of their ecosystem. We had Johnny Thorson, who's Vice President, Strategy and Partnerships for a new corporate travel startup called Spotnana. And he believes that there is an appetite for tech innovation in Asia that outmatches that of more matured markets. And I believe the same holds true for Africa. And I look forward to hearing more about the tech innovation that's happened in Africa over the next 3 hours. Number three, the counter trend to COVID and tech is humanness. The massive swing towards digital during COVID will result in a swing back to people wanting to be with people again. As I personally saw at WiT Experience and now at Focusrite, there is such a yearning for people to be back with people again. I mean, you can almost feel the emotion and the energy in the air. COVID has caused a lot of isolation and loneliness in our world with our consumers, with our travelers, and travel is really in the best position to connect them. That was the common sentiment that was expressed by speakers at WiT, from Nate Blachowicz, who's the co-founder of Airbnb, who said that Airbnb's focus on the recovery from the pandemic is on community and connection and solving loneliness. We had Bertrand Saye, who's the managing director of MCM Travel Asia, and he said, the world is a sadder place without travel, and we need to help our customers connect. Yes, the world has lived in isolation and division the last 2 years. We need travel to, I know it sounds soppy, but literally heal the world. And having been on the road in the US for weeks now, I can't tell you how much more strongly I feel about the power of travel and why I chose as my career to write in travel. There were times during the pandemic, during lockdowns, when I questioned if I should stay in travel. And I even thought of becoming a durian farmer at times. You know, durian, that strange, wonderful fruit of Southeast Asia. But seeing travelers again, skating in Bryant Park, New York, skateboarding in Times Square, people clapping, smiling, and laughing in theaters, people jiving in jazz bars, we, my friends, are in the right industry at the right time. The world needs travel, and we need to build a bridge between Asia and Africa to bring our two travel communities together. This is what WiT Africa is about. Before I hand you over to our partner, Stephan Ekbergh, who's the CEO of Travelstart, to run the show, let me say a few words about him. Now, I first met Stephan when he attended WiT in 2006, a year after our founding. And he must have seen something special. I don't know what, but something that lit a fire in him, and something that he felt would work in Africa, because he came back every year after that. And he kept the spark between Africa and Asia alive. And it's thanks to him that WiT Africa has come to be a reality today. And now it's time to ignite the spark. So over to you, Stephan, to run the show. Thank you for listening, and I hope next time that I will join you physically in Cape Town. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Hoon. That was wonderful words from you. And let me counter on my first experience meeting you. I think it was that same conference that you were talking about, and I was on my way there. I got an email from you. I'd never met you before. Said, can you run a panel? And I'd never run a panel. You know, I'd never run anything in my life, really, more than, you know, standing on a stage, you know, DJing for people for 10 years. And I said yes, but it was a wonderful experience. And I think ever since then, you've both pushed me and encouraged me and most of the people in travel in Asia and from around the world actually to come together, to collaborate, share ideas and dreams, you know, and take the cards off the chest and just be more transparent with each other. And you've really managed to do something that most people haven't been able to do, and that's create a proper community. You know, your tireless engagement, investing time, money, and heart into a very fragmented industry with, you know, with guys like me who sort of are so full of themselves, you know, letting our guard down. That's been an inspiration to all of us. And right now in Cape Town, we're launching something called Innovation City. And my vision and dream for Innovation City is actually to do a bit what you have done in the travel space in Asia, that we're going to be able to replicate that in the larger tech ecosystem in South Africa. So thanks for letting us run the show here today. Sorry about the clothes here today, but you know, our staff thought it was fitting that it was Black Friday week, that we had a black tie day today. So that's why, you know, I have this black tie on today.